Welcome to today's video. My name is Tochi and today I'm going to be going over assumptions people make about me. I've been self-quarantining for about 29 days now, and so I've been communicating with a lot more people than I usually do, and those conversations are longer than they usually are. I've learned a lot through these conversations about myself and other people, but most importantly, I've realized that people have a lot of thoughts about me. And so today I'm gonna lay those out because I want to. People assume I have tattoos. I don't have any tattoos, and I think that assumption comes from the fact that I have piercings, and people like to equate piercings and tattoos. I think maybe because if you really wanted to, you could believe that 1 + 1 = 11. But not really. People assume that because of my piercings, I like pain, which is... It's not that I love pain, but I don't dislike it. I enjoy that short-lived pain that comes with getting a piercing and the healing process. I also don't shy away from needles, so... People assume that I work in fashion or interior design. That is an incorrect assumption. I'm flattered though. I think that for one to think that I work in fashion or interior design, that you think I'm a stylish person, which I appreciate. I work in architecture, which I think is kind of like fashion, interior design, but in the sector of constructed environments. People assume that I am somewhere between the ages of 17 and 23, especially when I'm with my siblings. I'm actually the eldest, but when I'm with them, people assume I'm the youngest. My birthday is August 19th, 1993, so you do the math. People very frequently assume I'm from England, which is correct-ish. I was born there, but I left when I was 7 and haven't lived there since. I think this assumption comes from my accent. My accent is an accumulation of my life experiences, so depending on who I'm talking to and what I'm talking about, my accent tends to have a life of its own. Aside from England, people assume I'm from South Africa, New Zealand, the Caribbean, mainly Jamaica, and I don't think I sound like I'm from any of those places, but those are assumptions people make about me.
And a king size tub big enough for 10 plus me. What you need? I'll need a credit card that's got no limit and a big black cat with a bedroom in.
I'm Nigerian and wouldn't have it any other way. Depending on who I'm talking to, actually, my Nigerian accent tends to come out a lot. People assume I'm Muslim. I grew up in the Middle East and I'm Nigerian, and over 50% of Nigeria is Muslim. And I understand enough Arabic to, get by. And so I think people take those things and make that assumption about me. There are a lot of native Arabic speakers who aren't Muslim, and there are a lot of Muslims that don't speak Arabic, so the language someone speaks or understands isn't necessarily indicative of their religion. People assume that I'm free-spirited, which is mostly correct, but I find that people try to pin what their definition of free-spirited is onto me. And when that happens, sometimes they tend to be really off. Like people assuming that I'm vegan. I think people tie veganism to being free-spirited. Although I did try to be vegan which I have a video about that. So if you're interested in what my vegan journey looked like, feel free to go and watch that. People assume that I love the beach and that I love to go camping. Those are also things that I feel people associate with being free-spirited. I don't hate the beach or hate to go camping, but I don't love those things. Like, those wouldn't be my top 5 things to do at any moment in time. The mixture of sand and water at the beach and sands just going into places that I don't want it to be just doesn't sound appealing to me. And after like half an hour at the beach, I'm bored. And then when it comes to camping, it would have to be with like a very specific group of people, but also I'm just not the camping type. To say I'm gonna put up a tent and comfortably be in a sleeping bag, no.
What's poppin'? Brand new whip, just hopped in.
People, mainly adults, specifically Nigerian adults, love to assume, maybe I don't know if they love to assume it, but they shall assume it, that I don't care or respect my culture or tradition, which is so incorrect. It's very incorrect. I highly regard and highly respect and deeply owe my culture and tradition. I get this a lot from adults who don't understand me or who are set on understanding me through a very specific lens. And there's nothing I can really do about that other than say I do respect my culture and I do respect my traditions.
'Cause they got methods of keeping you clean. They gonna rip up your heads, your aspirations to shreds.
People assume that I'm cocky, which is incorrect. I mean, I'm confident and I love myself and I celebrate myself, but I think everybody should do those things. It's taken me years to build myself up and love myself and see myself the way I do. To love and admire and respect and adore the person that I've become today was not easy. It took a lot of time and a lot of struggle, and it just took a lot. I just can't be apologetic about it. And I think sometimes when you love yourself unapologetically, people see that as cockiness, but I don't think so. People love to assume that I'm unaware. I'm a very bubbly, sunlight, sunshine, sunflowers kind of person, and I try to have a more positive outlook to life. I think because of that, people like to think I'm naive, but that is so far from the truth. Just because I choose to focus on the light instead of the darkness doesn't mean that I can't see the darkness in someone or in a situation. Don't try me. I love to say that, like, if someone knocks, I will bark. And I mean that. It may not necessarily be the way you think, but if you cross me, it will sure come back for you. People assume I'm a lot taller than I am. I'm 5'3". I'm very petite and slender framed, but I have a big personality. If I had to give my personality a look, it would definitely be 6'4" and at least 200 pounds. People also love to assume that I'm straight. Well,
From food stuffs to a whole nother domain.
thank you for watching. I love you.